What is up, A-Team? Welcome back. Awesome. Hope everyone's having an awesome day. So I'm here to talk about the whole Terra news that came out today regarding the fork. They actually released a lot of things in here, and I gotta say, some of it's not looking too good for the actual Luna Classic that's coming out here, and we'll get into that in a little bit. However, what I do want to say here is that there has been some issues with people calling this a fork. If you actually go back and review what this Terra ecosystem revival plan has said, it's never said anything about a fork. It's always talked about it in a new chain, right? You got the Terra Classic chain, which is going to be the Luna Classic, and you got the new Terra chain that's going to be coming out. So again, there's been two chains. It's never talked about a fork in here. A lot of people actually asked me on Twitter today, where did you find out in this proposal that it wasn't a fork and that it was a chain? And maybe in my earlier videos, I might have referred to this as a fork. Again, after you read it and you start to understand it, I then moved my position to that it's been a new blockchain. And I think I've always said that it's going to be a new blockchain. It's going to be called the Terra chain. And so I just thought it was very interesting, where people's perspectives are in this whole thing. But if you actually read through this plan, it does say right here, create a new Terra chain without the algorithmic stablecoin. That's been in there from day one. It says create a new Terra chain. It doesn't say create a new Terra fork. Nothing. It's always said a new Terra chain. So the old chain to be called Terra Classic. So this has always been a Terra chain. It's always been a new chain. It's always talked about the Genesis, right? You go down and you talk about the tokenomics here. It talks about at Genesis, which is right here at Genesis, meaning at the beginning. So this is a new blockchain at the very beginning at Genesis. So they do talk about in their Twitter story here. So it says right here that recently a few community members, including some from TFL, have referred to the proposed new blockchain in Prop 1623 as a fork as opposed to a Genesis chain. So being that it's a brand new chain. It says the revival plan is not proposing a new fork of the existing chain, but rather a creation of a new one, which is what I always read that to be. And it goes in here and describes to you what a fork is. And it says, the important distinction is that there is a forked blockchain. They share all the history, so on and so forth. It says, however, the Terra 2.0 equals the genesis of a brand new blockchain, which, like I said, that's sort of what I was assuming. I even made a video last night calling it two different chains because that's just how I interpreted it. So I didn't think this was actually breaking news, but what I did think was a little crazy about this, and I sort of started to get this feeling yesterday when I was reviewing the migration protocol that they put out there. When I was reviewing that in my video, I started to raise some flags as to this right here. And literally, I was talking about this live on stream, and like not even 5 minutes after mentioning it, they came out with this, and it says most of the popular dApps built on the Classic chain have already committed to migrating. And that's what scares me about this whole thing. And it changed my whole tune hearing this because, again, I started to feel that way yesterday when I was reviewing the video. And then to actually hear them come out and say some of their most popular dApps that were built are now going to be migrating over to the new blockchain. And they said many more at the end of this, right? You got Prism, you got a bunch of other ones. And then right here it says many more. And to me, I'm going many more. I mean, basically, they're going to get this Terra Classic's not going to have any more of these protocols on that chain. And so it just makes me think, what is really going to happen to Terra Classic here? Are they really just sort of going to let this just die out and just disappear and people, either get your money off or what? So it just sort of like makes you wonder, the tokens that you own today, are they really going to be worth anything considering everyone is going to be jumping off of this to get onto the new chain? And someone in my live feed said, it's like comparing, you getting a PS4 and a PS5. Obviously, you're going to move to the PS5 because it's just better graphics, better everything about it. You usually pack up your PS4 and you put it into a closet. And that's sort of what I'm seeing here. And the one thing that is, I have to say this, and it just is crazy, is that today, just randomly after this announcement, Anchor Protocol went up 218%. As of right now, it's up 218%. And so I got to say this, I think that Anchor Protocol is going to jump ship to the new Terra blockchain as well, which really leaves zero value for the Terra Classic that we all hold right now. And again, I didn't say this before because I was like, hey, I'm going to hold on to some, and I'm probably still going to hold on to some Terra Classic, but I'm also probably going to cash out a pretty significant amount because again, I want to make sure that I can actually get on this new blockchain. So I'm probably going to hold till the 27th just so I can get as much as possible. But at the same time, I'm going to make sure I take my profits. I'm going to make sure that I'm not left holding the bag. And so I will do that. I did talk about holding this till the end, and I will hold some to the end just to see what will happen, because once Luna Classic gets delisted off of some of these exchanges, the price could go up. The price definitely could go up because there's people that are still buying in, people that still believe. It's almost going to become a community driven, which is what we keep talking about. But after hearing all this right here, my tune sort of has changed a little bit today, and it's because I can already see that Terra, their agenda is to basically get rid of Terra Classic here. Terra Classic is going to be really non-existent. I mean, they're moving all of their popular, dApps that were built onto the new protocol. They have many more that are coming. So really, there's not going to be a whole lot left over for Terra Classic. And it's just very, very unfortunate. I think the writing's on the wall now. And as you know, the voting that everyone wants, they want to sort of keep this chain and keep riding this chain. But I just don't think that's in Quan's interest. He'd rather this just come to an end and move on. And instead of basically rug pulling this and moving on, he's going to allow it to just basically fade into non-existent. And this new chain going to go, its own separate way here. And that's what we're seeing right now. And I just want to come out and say that that's my feeling towards it. The voting's already here. We're 2 days away. 65% still yes. So yeah, that's just my stance on it, guys. I'm just being 100% honest with you. I always keep it 100 here, and I just felt like I need to come out and say that because that's the feeling I've been getting over the last couple of days. And then when they finally announced this today, 4 hours ago, it just reconfirmed what I was already feeling yesterday. And, you just don't want to be left holding the bag because I don't think that they have any desire to continue Luna Classic. They'll sit here and try to push that narrative that they are, but it's obviously the writing's on the wall here that that's not the case. So I think it's important that we address that and we talk about that because I think the token that you're holding right now isn't going to be worth anything in the end. The only reason you're holding this token is to be able to get into the new Terra, and that's really why you're holding this token. Outside of that, after the 27th, it's going to be very hard to see where the value of this token goes. It could go up because, again, people might be buying into it in hopes or trying to build the community, but really I think that the focus is on the new chain. All the energy will be on the new chain. That's my opinion on this. Like I said, let me know what you think. After all this came out, what are your thoughts on this? Are we being a little too hypercritical? Am I being too hypercritical of this, or is this a fair assessment of what's going on? Definitely let me know. So with all that, I hope everyone has an amazing day. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please put them down in the comment section below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And with all that said, we're out. Peace.